Okay, so hello everyone. This is Harsh, the organizer of TEDxGoldenBridge, and I hereby welcome you all to this hashtag Ideas with Inspiring session, an initiative by TEDxGoldenBridge under the banners of Curtain Call Productions. So, our today's guest, Ma'am Aishwaraya Kalro. So, I'll just give a brief introduction about her. All right. So, just a second. Okay, so our today's guest uses storytelling and digital media to drive a positive impact, and her name is Aishwaraya Kalro. She is the founder of unique social initiative called Social Pukar. She created this platform devoting to all those who are making a change in the society in its way to dwell in sacred shine of social cause. Social Pukar spread awareness regarding social issues such as domestic violence, AIDS, financial independence for women, etc. The upshot of this initiative led to the organization to be featured in the Hindu, Navbharat, Covai Post, and All India Radio. Due to this, she became a part of Shenomics Under 30 Women Leaders, where she was the youngest chosen for the Lead Like a Girl program. She is also an educator and so does empower students through skill development. She designed an impact project to help students grow, which was also a part of Shenomics. So thank you so much, ma'am, for joining our session, and it's such a honor for us to have you. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation for this.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
That's really great. So we'll just start with some basic questions. So considering the situation of COVID-19, so basically we are like not exactly we are into a lockdown, but considering the start of this pandemic, we all were trapped in our houses, and the situation was really worse. But if taking the current scenario, so what is your the quarantine schedule nowadays?
So the lockdown has been great for me. And I think even though it is negative that so many people are suffering and losing their lives, people are risking their lives, there are also some positive things that have come about, Harsh, not only with me, but I think there's creativity and innovation all around the world. For me personally, it's been a positive experience because this lockdown has given me an opportunity to interact with students all across India. It's opened closed doors for me. That's one thing as an educator. Also, I've started working as a content marketing consultant where I help brands and individuals, I help startups and individuals build their businesses and their digital presence. So that's going great as well. And I think it's given us more time, Harsh, to spend time with family, to reconnect with friends, to do your hobbies. So overall, it's been positive for me.
Definitely, that's such a great thing to see that people like you are using the time, this quarantine time, in a productive manner. Because I'm pretty sure that people after spending this quarantine, I guess now they won't be able to say that yeah, time nahi mila. So that's really great thing that
Correct.
we are using this time productively and in a great manner. All right, moving forward, I just wanted to ask about your school days. So how was your life during school days?
So I always excel at extracurricular activities. I was a junior RJ when I was in eighth grade. I used to write for newspapers like the Hindu in school, Times of India, school edition. So I always did well when it came to extracurriculars, but I was an average student when it came to academics, and I was highly underestimated in school. So yeah, contrary to what most people think, I'm neither a child prodigy nor a school topper.
Okay.
So I was highly underestimated in school. And I think in the Indian education system, there's so much emphasis given on marks and grades, not on talents and skills, right? And kabhi kabhi aise bhi hota hai that you see a topper and you have this tendency to think that अरे ये तो topper है, ये बंदा जिंदगी में आगे जाएगा. But that's not always the case, because from my personal experience, I've seen so many toppers. See, you might have topped in school, but you can fail at life. And I have seen so many dropouts or failures, people who have failed their exams, flunked in school and college. They are rising and shining. They're doing so well in life. So school taught me one very important lesson, that marks is just a number. Nothing more, nothing less. Your self-worth should not depend upon your report card.
Definitely.
That's an important lesson that I thought. And even though I was an average student in school, I mean, no one would have thought that I would have, come out, I would do this well, touch wood. But even though I was an average student in school, today I empower young students all across India, and I've impacted over 500 students in a
Def-
short period of time. And maybe this is one reason why I'm so passionate about education, and I take my role as an educator pretty seriously, because I want to really see the other students grow and do well in their life.
Definitely, definitely. So I just wanted to ask one like a follow-up question to this. So considering the school days, so what weightage do you give to the school marks and the curriculars? If considering your school days, like how
So
what's the
I'm
weightage? Yeah.
correct. So I was a CBSE student, and to everyone who's listening on record, I'm saying it. I don't support, like, I'm not encouraging you to drop out of school or college or fail. I never flunked or anything like that. Uh, but I would say, at least ensure that you get through your papers. Whatever subjects that you have. At least that I'm saying is the bare minimum. And if that is, and also, students who feel like, they are average, I strongly believe that every person is good at it. You just need to identify it and work hard on it. So ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए that I'm an average student and I'm not doing anything else. You should have holistic growth. जो बोलते हैं holistic development is possible only when you have academics plus extracurriculars or
Totally.
sports. It
Totally.
is very important. But that is my take on it. I'd love to know if you agree with me, and how was your school like?
Definitely, ma'am. Like even I was connecting to you because even I had a like a same situation when I was in school. Like I was also average student, and I guess I got around 72% in my 12 boards, which is okay, like okay-ish, right? And to be very honest, my parents were like, yeah, you're not going to get even in you are not going to get admissions in the local college of Bharuch. But in fact, I was like, okay, I'll be doing good, and I was believing in myself. In short, but I didn't know that I'll be getting into the Nursing Moji Institute of Management Studies, which is like really a special thing for me. And when my parents came to know that I got admissions into this college, they was really happy. So in fact, I believe the same that school marks are nothing but maybe more devoted to co-curriculars and sports might help you to get ahead in future. This is what even I believe, and I guess you too, if I'm not wrong.
Absolutely, absolutely. Marks definitely in certain areas it helps. Okay, but I'm not saying it should be the be all and end all. Had I believed, or had you believed that our marks decided our future, we wouldn't have come this far today.
Totally, totally.
Uh, so my message to students would be, don't base your self-worth on your marks, because marks is just a number, nothing more, nothing less.
Okay. So now coming to the college life of yours. So what were the qualities you possessed in your college life which helped you in taking this like your social entrepreneur thing forward?
So for me, Harsh, the 360-degree flip, which you say, no, I mean, everything started after school ended. So I'm
Okay.
very grateful to college for that. Because as you know, I got a wonderful opportunity to intern with a leading media house in Mumbai, one of India's leading media house in Mumbai. And I had the chance to interview some celebrities like Sonakshi Sinha, Sachin Tendulkar. It was wonderful. I came back here and started Social Pukar. And I've, win Social Pukar, I've gone from meeting strangers to winning friends for life.
Okay.
So I think one or two qualities, if I had to say in college, that really helped me is I always take the initiative,
Okay.
and I had this burning desire that, we have to do something
Something.
and do something good. So always taking the initiative has helped me as a leader as well.
Okay.
And I'm a proactive person, like not only when it comes to career, but even in personal life, I'm someone who's very proactive. So I definitely, take the initiative, take the first step, I take the lead and do whatever it's needed to get the job done.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
that's one thing. And also in college, Harsh, when I started Social Pukar, it was just a blog. A very simple and humble start. It was just a blog.
Okay.
But what has really helped me is I strongly believe in being the hardest worker in the room. So
Okay.
even when Social Pukar was not big, I used to write as though everyone is reading. I used to speak as though everyone is listening. I used to take, for me, work is worship. A lot of people say, ki, Are, ye kya, why are you taking it so seriously? It's just writing or it's just speaking. But no, for me, my work is worship and I take that very seriously. That
Definitely.
attitude of being sincere has helped me go places.
Definitely.
If I had to pinpoint. So that attitude has really helped me.
And it's such a great thing that you were like really matured, and you were like totally you decided that very strongly that I have to do this, and with by hook or crook. So it's a great thing.
Correct.
All right.
Thank you.
So nowadays, talking about the general college life for students. So, what is the things which you feel that today's college students are making mistakes in some particular field or anything as such?
Not particular field, but irrespective, because I work with 3 colleges in Chennai and multiple student organizations across India. I
Okay.
have noticed that college students these days are blessed. Like
Okay.
we are blessed with so many things which our parents may have not had, Harsh. The
Definitely.
opportunity, the exposure, the education level, so many things that, this generation has.
Definitely. Definitely.
One mistake that I see them making, irrespective of which degree they're doing, irrespective of which college they are from, is the fact that many students are so chilled, they tend to take things for granted.
Definitely.
And a wise person or a smart person is one who grabs opportunities when he sees
Definitely.
it.
Definitely.
And a fool is one who leaves all the opportunities even when it's front of his eyes. So मुझे लगता है that college students, one is they take things for granted, and they give in to peer pressure, because I've noticed these trends. They just give in to peer pressure. दोस्त कर रहे हैं तो हमें भी करना है, and wasting time in that sense, right? So instead of wasting time on Tinder, why don't you use that time building a profile on LinkedIn?
Definitely. Definitely. And yeah,
I'm not, saying anything against dating or anything as such, but I've just seen that, they're so invested in these things. Wouldn't it be nice if you spend 50% of your time for your own growth and development?
definitely. And if taking the example of this pandemic, this quarantine schedule, even people are maybe just Netflixing or anything as such. But if you're using your time productively, it's definitely gonna help you in your future once this pandemic is over, or if you are getting along with your usual lifestyle, right? So that's the thing
Correct.
which we can also conclude here. All right.
Absolutely, absolutely, Harsh. And I think this is both a wonderful age and a vulnerable age. Wonderful if you're chasing your goals, if you're dreaming big and working hard. Vulnerable if you're doing all the things that your friends are doing just because your friends are doing. So, this is a very crucial period in a student's life. And I encourage each of you to take it seriously.
Definitely, definitely. All right. So moving forward. So next, I wanted to talk about like one of the most important questions. So I just wanted to know more about the social pukar and how did you start this?
So I was a young girl with big dreams, still am young. I was all of 18 when I embarked on this beautiful journey, Harsh. And NDTV, I was interning with NDTV Mumbai Bureau, where I was given a fabulous opportunity. I was doing really well. I was one of the youngest on the floor, was doing great, was living the best life, you can say. I had the time of my life in Mumbai. And as soon as my internship got over, I returned to college. I came back here. That experience was life changing because it taught me 2 important things. One is that media is a very powerful medium. It has the power to, make or break things. And second thing I realized is that media is a very powerful medium, but unfortunately, the mainstream media um, is not giving the limelight to the people who really deserve it.
Totally.
And I also noticed that in our society in India, there are many people who are talented, brilliant people. people who are really doing something good for our society. But
Okay.
unfortunately, not enough is being said about them. And I noticed that, even in my home, for example, I would notice family members complaining about what is not being done. But
Def-
no one really talks about the people who are fighting the social evils and trying to bring about a change. So
Definitely.
I came back to Chennai. I said, okay, I have time. As I told you earlier, I'm proactive as a person. I don't like wasting time. I said, why don't I use my talents and skills to bring about a positive change? So I started Social Pukar as a humble, simple blog, a simple effort, and it grew like it grew rapidly and it grew massively, all thanks to public support and word of mouth, through word of mouth.
Definitely.
Uh,
Network marketing is something.
so Right. So from school, Harsh, I think I've come a long way, but I still have a long way to go. Uh, and so far, we've impacted 500 students,
That's
and we're doing a lot of yes. And so that's how I started Social Pukar. But it wasn't easy. A lot of effort is required. I believe in being the hardest worker in the room. And that time when I started Social Pukar, because I was a blogger, right? It was a one-woman army, you can say. I had to do everything by myself, but of course, over time we collaborated with colleges and had had a team of about 150 volunteers. But all this happened over time,
okay.
so
Okay.
it isn't
Okay.
overnight success.
Definitely, definitely. And if talking about any initiative or any project you lead, so not just you, like anyone leads or anyone does, so there is always some difficulties. And also, how did you deal with such difficulties in your organization?
Great question. So when I started, gender was not so much of a problem. Okay, you're a woman, gender discrimination, fine. But for me, the bigger problem was age factor.
Okay.
Because in India, there's a tendency that the more gray hair you have, the more seriously you're taken. I hate to say that, but that's from my personal experience.
Okay.
And SAP hota hai that, because you're 18 or you're just in college, they have this attitude ki, "Arey, ye to bachchi hai." So
Acha.
they don't tend to take you seriously. So that was a big problem I faced.
Okay.
But I'm very happy that when I left college and I started working with other leading colleges in Chennai and other leading reputed bodies across India, they welcomed me with arms wide open, because they strongly believed, they believed in my capability and they saw the feedback. So I think for me, Harsh, the biggest challenge I faced is young age. Uh, Women is one thing. Young woman is, an even harder thing because people don't tend to take you seriously and they're waiting to take you on a ride.
Definitely.
So I've had to learn few things the hard way.
Okay.
Like for example, being assertive.
Okay, okay. All right. So moving forward, I just wanted to ask you that, like, how far, why do you feel that empathy is essential?
So IQ is more important than EQ. Uh,
Definitely.
and empathy is more important than sympathy.
Okay.
So empathy is a quality of putting yourself in someone else's feet, someone else's shoes, and thinking from their perspective. And the reason why empathy is so important is because Harvard has found out, many leading studies in fact have found out that empathy is a vital quality for good leadership. Number one, for leaders.
Definitely.
Number two, even in a relationship, your EQ matters more than your IQ. It's
Definitely.
not about who's being intelligent, it's about who's able to empathize and understand the other person,
Totally.
right?
Okay.
So empathy is one. Unfortunately, schools, as I said earlier, they focus on marks and grades. They don't focus on things that you really have to focus, which is why there's a skill gap in India,
Totally.
uh, where people know what they want to do, but they don't have what it takes to do to accomplish their goals. The skill gap, it's called. So that's where I come in as an educator, and I help students through emotional intelligence skills, because emotional intelligence skills helps you in leadership, helps you in relationship, and empathy also helps you, Harsh, be a better person in the society, be a better family member, because it gives you the power to understand the other person, to see the world through the other person's eyes.
Totally. And ma'am, what I have observed that people is believing that empathy is somewhat like maybe out of their comfort zone. So don't you feel so?
Is it empathy that's out of the comfort zone, or is it being vulnerable that is out of their comfort zone?
Okay, that's
That is a million
the
dollar
perspective.
question,
Yeah, definitely,
right?
definitely.
Because
People
both
to
are two, correct, both are two different things. And I think what you're trying to say is being vulnerable, where people feel scared that what if we get hurt
exactly,
in a
exactly.
friendship, in a relationship, trust betrayal, those doubts and fears are there. But empathy doesn't, empathy just helps you see the world through the other person's lens. It helps you be a kinder person. It helps you be a better person.
Totally.
And yes, Harsh, I think I partially agree with you, but it's also very subjective, right? Like some people, like you rightly said, they are scared of being vulnerable.
Definitely.
Some people blindly trust everyone.
Totally.
So I think there are all kinds of people in the world.
Like
Uh,
exactly, it depends people to people in short.
correct, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. So moving forward, so now coming to the communication skills. So any tip or any like guidance to people who are watching you out? So how can one improve the communication skills?
So I'd like to start off by saying that for communication skills, think you can, you certainly will.
Okay,
Uh, and if you think that, nahi mere se nahi ho paega, then you're right. You may not be able to do it. So
definitely,
यहाँ पे mindset बहुत important है in communication skills or any skills for that matter.
definitely,
That's number one. Number two, communication skills is beautiful and extremely important because you can mug up history, but you can't mug up communication skills.
exactly.
There are some things in life that you have to learn by doing.
Okay,
Uh, and the more you practice, the better you get at it. So
definitely.
communication skills is one of those things, Harsh. And I think that's also why so many students in India, they get fabulous marks, but somewhere like, communication skills mein thoda piche hat jate hain. It's
Totally.
probably because you're not expected to mug up by heart and vomit on the paper. Communication skills actually involves you to practice and open your mouth and speak. So first of all, identify, in communication skills, where do you need help? Is it interpersonal skills, that is like in group settings, group discussions?
Definitely.
Is it written communication? Or is it, oral, public speaking, stage fear? Identify your fears, and the best way to beat your fear is to face it. Uh, because, when you face your fear, it goes away. But when you run away from your fear, it grows. So
Yeah,
the choice is in, correct. So the choice is in your hands. Do you want to be bold and face it and beat it, or do you want to let it grow? So for
definitely.
communication skills, I would definitely encourage students to practice it, because this is a practical skill. Like you can't sit and write exams and, the even for me for that matter, the more conferences I go to or the more speeches I give, I also, somewhere miss out something. I do some things really well. But learning is a constant, it's a lifelong process, and same holds true for communication skills.
Totally. All right. So moving forward, now coming to the internship which you did after your school, I guess, in the media company, as you suggest, like as you said. I just wanted to ask you that you have interviewed the god of cricket, Sachin Tendulkar and Sonakshi Sinha. So what was your feeling and how excited were you for this interview?
So how may I say, like, because I come from a simple, no one in my family is remotely related to what I'm doing. So I'm the first one probably in the whole Khandan who's done such things. So, Harsh, we see, like, we grow up watching movies and we see these people on screen.
Okay.
And like most people, even I saw them on screen, but I never imagined that one day I would get a chance to meet them, to interact with them, that too for my work. So I'm really, really happy that that was my first big break. and that has got me so much. Coming to my experience of meeting them, Sachin, as I think most people already know, he's very hardworking, the god of cricket, master blaster, but he's also so level-headed and grounded. He doesn't have any attitude that, oh, I'm a legend. And I think that's what makes him a legend, the fact that
Definitely.
he's so nice as a person.
Definitely.
And even Sonakshi Sinha, for that matter, I remember, like, we happened to set up we were given access to a vanity van. And I was thrilled beyond words. But I think more than me, my mom was super excited. Aur jo gharwale hai, they were in Chennai. So everyone was super excited that, our little girl is doing big things.
Definitely.
And even Sonakshi Sinha, my interaction with her was very limited. But both of them were very down to earth and humble to me, and they were kind to me.
That's really great, and definitely that people who doesn't like show themselves as legend are a true legend in himself or herself, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think after meeting them, I realized that empty vessels make more noise, especially Sachin, no, because he's a legend.
Def-
And you'll never find him brag about himself.
Totally,
You'll never find him disrespect someone, hurt someone.
definitely.
अगर आपने देखा होगा on field या off field, have you ever seen him like? I don't think so. He's always been polite.
Definitely, definitely. So as you said that a little girl interviewing such people and a little girl doing something unique and something different that no one in their family has ever done. So how far is parental support needed in such type of things or in such type of projects one kid is doing or can do?
So, if I had to answer this question in one line, I'd say the hand who rocks the cradle rules the world.
Okay.
The hand who rocks the cradle rules the world. And for me, that's very true because my mom has been super supportive. And she will go the extra mile just to see me smile, Harsh. So,
Okay.
family support is important for any child, and especially for a woman. I feel, they get married. It's important for them to have the support from their partner, from their husband.
Definitely.
Uh, it can't be that you're the wife, so you have to do all. You can't dump responsibilities on your wife because
Definitely.
she's a woman. She's not, even you are a human at the end of the day. So I definitely feel that even after marriage, the family, the support system is extremely important. Number one. Number two is friends and mentors also, Harsh. um, there are some people who have gone out of their way just because they love me so much or just because they believed in my potential. So having a support system is an asset, I would say.
Okay.
And if you talk about luck, मैं ज़्यादा luck में विश्वास, like I believe in hard work, as I told you before, but I think I've been lucky because I have such wonderful parents.
Okay.
So that is one thing I would say. Like that's definitely one thing. And also, as you asked, like, what if a child doesn't have the support system?
Okay.
What if a student doesn't have the support system? Because ऐसे भी होता है that maybe the parents are not supportive, especially for girls. No, like they have to take permission for everything. In
Definitely.
such case, also, whether you're a North Indian or whether you're a South Indian, regardless of what you want to do, अगर आपको entrepreneur बनना है या MBA करना है, whatever it is, I have seen that at the end of the day, a parent only wants the best for their child. They only want to see their child happy.
Definitely. Definitely.
So that's my observation. Of course, parenting style is different, but all
But
in all,
end product is the same that people like the parents just want to see their kid happy, and that's the only thing. Maybe the way to get that happiness is maybe different, but the end product is the same for every single family. Maybe it's called the universal truth, one of the universal truth which
correct,
you can say.
correct, correct, absolutely. But I think for women, there are a lot of signs. I mean, there's a lot of research done, and they've found that high potential women also tend to lose out on their career after marriage,
Okay. Okay.
which is unfortunate, but it's a bitter fact. which is also why I've been saying that, you should have a good support system.
Oh,
And a woman is a human being. She's not a dumping machine. Like, she's not a trash can that you can keep dumping responsibilities on her. That's again where empathy comes in, Harsh.
definitely.
Um, if someone is able to empathize with you, they'll shoulder the responsibility. They'll,
Right.
support you in your dreams.
Totally.
So that is another perspective.
Okay. So moving forward, that just we came to that woman thing. So I just want to have your one message for the ambitious woman listening out there.
I think one message that I'd like to give for women is to chase your dreams, uh, and don't sort of let it go just because of someone,
Okay.
and that too in the name of love. Because if someone truly loves you, they will support you. If
Definitely.
someone truly respects you, they will respect you as a person, and your work is also part of your identity, right? So they should respect you. So in the name of love, don't leave your career. That's my take on it. But one piece of advice that I'd like to give for both men and women, boys and girls, is chase your dreams. Don't chase a boy or a girl, especially the youngsters,
Definitely.
because when you make things happen, automatically the other people will come behind you.
Definitely.
आपको भागने की जरूरत नहीं है. So
Definitely.
chase your dreams because it's more worthwhile. Give your 100% to your work. The thing with a relationship, or like you rightly said, is you can give your 100% and still there's a high chance that it won't work. There's a good chance that it won't work. और आपने जैसे कहा, some people are scared of being vulnerable, maybe because they were hurt in the past. But with your career, what I've seen is, if you devote your heart and soul, put your mind, heart, and soul into it, you will see the returns. You
Definitely.
will see the results. If not today, tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. That's a great message, I can say. All right. All right. So, like, last question which I wanted to ask, that after achieving so much in your life, I just wanted to know what do you feel that is still lacking, particularly to you and your life.
So I think, Harsh, I have come a long way,
Okay.
but I still have a long way to go. I have miles to go before I sleep.
Okay.
Um, One cause that I'm very passionate about is empowering youngsters through skill development, and women, helping young girls, transforming young girls into young women leaders. And also professionally, also there's a lot to be done. Personally, also, I still have so much I have to learn. I have to grow. I have to, and as I said before, I might be an educator, but I'm always going to be a student for life, because there's so much scope for me to grow as a person in relationships, in work, maintaining work-life balance and everything.
Oh,
So that's one thing that needs to be done.
okay. All right. Okay. We also have one more question. That how would you describe yourself in one word?
Phenomenal.
Okay. And why is it so?
Maybe you should ask other people around me, and I think they will be able to tell you better. It doesn't look nice if I answer this question.
All right. All right. And I just wanted to know that one small message for Team TEDxGoldenBridge, if you can say.
So first of all, thank you so much for having me here. Um, I'm so happy to be associated with such a wonderful student body like TEDxGoldenBridge. And I'm excited about all that I can do for TEDx in future, the possibilities of collaborating. My message to TEDx body, because I assume most of them are students, Harsh, is you're doing a wonderful work. And I truly, truly mean it. I really appreciate how TEDx team works hard to maintain social media, and you all do such a good job at it. So
Okay.
I'm so happy to be associated with you, and keep up the great work. It's great to see such young students
Okay.
be ambitious and do a good work. So they're setting a good example. Your team is setting a good example, Hirsch, and even you.
All right, that's really great. And also, some of our team members like just want some of the questions for you if you are okay. So we can just continue more questions if like our team members have.
Sure, Harsh.
So
Please,
the
please.
one of their question was that like while doing things, definitely there are such situations where you get demotivated. So how did you came up with that particular scenario, and how did you motivated yourself in that scenario?
So it's okay to not feel okay. You wake up, and it's okay to feel bad also. A lot of times, maybe someone broke your heart, someone rejected your resume, someone didn't live up to your expectations.
Okay.
It's natural to feel hurt. It is natural to feel low.
Okay.
That's completely fine. But the thing about a hero or someone who's resilient is it's not about falling down or getting up. It's about okay, you fall 7 times but you get yourself back up the 8th time. So it's okay to fall even 10 times, but the 11th time, pick yourself up and keep going. Don't give up is what I would say. I would be lying if I say I'm always happy and positive. Most of the times I am. That's my nature.
Okay.
But I also feel low. I have also had disappointments. I have also faced rejections. And I'm sure because we are humans, someone or the other in future, or some way or the other, we will fail, we will fall.
Definitely.
But uh, failure is not fatal, and success is not final. You
Definitely.
know.
Definitely.
So even after failing, even after falling, you should pick yourself up and get going. And
Okay.
that's exactly what I do. If I feel bad, I will let myself feel the emotions. I don't shy away from it. Uh, I definitely give myself time to heal and grow.
Okay.
But I know that it's okay to fail. It's okay to not feel okay also.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, where there's a will, there
That
is a way.
definitely. Definitely.
And there are, if you just see all over the world, name one successful person who hasn't failed.
Yeah. Everyone. Every single person I can say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And even when you're successful, even when you're doing well in life, there will be days when you might feel thrown out of balance. You might feel tense. You might feel a little nervous, maybe because you're starting a new job, you're starting a new chapter in your life, you're going to a new college, you're entering a relationship. So it's very normal, I would say. But my emphasis is on not to give up. Don't throw your hands in the air. Keep going, keep going, uh,
Okay.
and success will come. And keep putting in the effort.
All right, all right. So when our team researched about you and your project, so they also came up with some of the articles involving you. So how did you find and like share such inspiring stories? If you can just tell.
So in Social Pukar, we wanted to, be the voice of the voiceless, as I said before. And we wanted to give hope even to the hopeless person.
Okay.
Um, so we were very, and for us as a team, it is very important, quality over quantity.
Quantity.
Uh,
Exactly.
we don't believe in having 100, 200 things done. But whatever we do, the goal is that we should accomplish excellence, nothing less than that.
Totally.
And that's one thing I'm very, very strict about. So coming to the stories, we handpick them. And because, we take a lot of effort, we put in a lot of effort to promote someone else's work. We also want to be sure of their credibility. So we want to check if they're really doing what they are doing,
Definitely.
or what they say they're doing. So credibility, we check as a team. And of course, as I said before, inspiring stories and stories that can potentially motivate someone else are welcome with arms wide open. And so of course, we have had 150 volunteers in collaboration with a college in Chennai,
Okay.
which is a huge number. We have talented student reporters all across India who have been with Social Pukar.
Okay.
Um, and they've done a good work, and they've grown as well.
Okay.
Um, but we're all driven by the same, similar, if not same, I'd say similar values. in the sense that we want to create a positive impact through storytelling.
Okay.
And we're all driven by a similar work ethic in the sense that we want to put in our 100% to
Definitely.
help them.
Definitely.
So it's quality over quantity at Social Pukar.
Okay, okay. And one thing which I observed, like right, conversing with you, so like you are, like you like the quotes and phrases and also. I just wanted to ask you that any of your favorite books or which you can just tell to our audience, like books which you like to like read and maybe it can inspire some other people too. So if you can just name one or two which have been your favorite.
One book that changed my life is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho.
Okay,
Uh, yes, and in fact, there's a quote from the book The Alchemist, which goes something like, "When you want something, the whole universe conspires in helping you have it." And I think it's used in some Hindi movie also.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. All right.
uh, so it's adapted from this book, yes.
Okay, 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 ma'am. So the next question which I wanted to ask you was like, what keeps you going, or like, what has helped you or motivated you throughout your journey?
I think it's the love of the people that fills my heart with gratitude and that motivates me to keep going. As a storyteller in Social Pukar, um, some stories are heartbreaking and some stories are heart touching.
Okay,
So I've learned to appreciate the things that I have in life. And one thing that I really appreciate is the recognition and the love and support that I've got from people. You won't believe, in this lockdown itself, uh, this lockdown has opened closed doors. I've interacted with students all across India. They have seen me on camera. I have never had the chance to see them,
okay,
but still they're so positive, and they love me so much that it motivates me to keep going. And
okay,
other thing that keeps me going is inspiring people. As I mentioned, that I'm someone who seeks inspiration, who draws inspiration from the people I know, from the
okay,
people I meet on a day-to-day life.
okay,
It's great to seek inspiration from people you see on screen.
okay,
It's each one's way. But I'm someone, I like to see the good even in the bad.
okay,
That's one thing. So there are people in my journey
okay,
like Mrs. Nirja Malik.
okay,
She is as good as a mother to me. She's a wonderful mentor and guide, and she is a motivational speaker, an author, and a double cancer conqueror.
okay.
Uh, she's inspiring. She's truly inspiring.
That's such
And
a great thing to
and
know
the
that
thing is,
people like this are your inspiration. That's really great thing.
yes, yes, she has overcome cancer twice, and uh, people like Mrs. Nirja Malik, I'm very grateful to them because they have seen, I don't know what it is, but I remember Harsh, when I started out, I interviewed her as one of the first change makers on Social Pukar.
Okay,
Um, and so keep in mind that time Social Pukar was still, growing. It wasn't like I did not have all that I'm blessed with today. So it was work in progress when I met and interviewed her at her residence. And she looked me into my eyes and she told my mom uh, that your daughter is going to go places. Aishwarya is going to go places.
that's
And you'll remember me that day. She told this. And I don't know what did she see in me that she said it with so much confidence, so much faith in me, that I'm so grateful to people like her and my ex-school principal. So there are many people, not many, there are few people in my life who have seen that potential in me, and they've blessed me. I think it's their blessings, you can say. And my mom, as I said before. So Nisha Malik ma'am, said you're going to go places. And even my school principal, the ex-school principal said, I'm really proud of you. I'm proud to have known you as my student. So such people, because I know them personally, they really motivate me to keep, to keep me going. And
okay.
it is because of the blessings and their love, I think, that I'm able to do so much. And even students, as I said, they receive me with so much love and warmth that
Okay.
I'm truly grateful. I really am.
All right, that's such a great thing to hear. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words, ma'am. And it was just an honor for us to converse with you. So thank you so much for sparing your precious time with Team TEDx Golden Bridge in this hashtag Ideas Worth Inspiring session and initiative by TEDx Golden Bridge under the banners of Curtain Call Productions. So thank you so
My,
much once again.
my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
All right.